Hi, boys and girls. I'm glad you're here today because I need your help. But I'm going to tell you a story first, and then I'll tell you how you can help. There's a story about Jesus that Jesus tells, and it's about a man who was traveling along a road, and he got hurt. And he was really hurt. He needed some care. And another man came along the other direction and just looked over at him in the ditch and said, well, he shouldn't be there, and he just went on. And a second man came, and he came along and looked at him and said, I can't help him, and he went on. But then the third man came and looked at the man and said, oh my goodness, this person's hurt, he needs my help. So he got the person and he bandaged up his head and he put him on his donkey and he took him back down the road to an inn, like a motel for us, that had a bed in a nice safe place for him. So he said to the innkeeper, will you keep this man and help him? And the stranger paid the innkeeper for his room. And this is all about a story about Jesus was telling people, love your neighbor as yourself. And we might say, well, who is our neighbor? We think of our neighbors as the people who have houses around us, and yes, they're our neighbors. And maybe on over in the subdivision, they're our neighbors. Or down the street, they're still our neighbors, even if we can't see their houses. But Jesus was telling us, everyone is our neighbor. Everyone in the whole world, because we're all God's children and we're all neighbors to each other. And Jesus was telling people how to take care of each other and to be kind and to help each other. So for several years, New Song has been doing something. We have been putting bags together for people who need some help. It's maybe people who have lost their homes and are staying with a friend or at a shelter or somewhere. It's maybe people that are just having a tough time. So what we do, we have a plastic bag, and I've been gathering up some things that could help people today, and I want to share that with you. So I have a pair of socks, because boy, everybody needs socks, don't they? And a bottle of water. Yeah, we all need things to drink. And then I had some Kleenex and some crackers and a little bag of fruit snacks. I'll put those in there. Everybody could use a snack or a Kleenex. Now, maybe that person needs a toothbrush and toothpaste. I'll put that in there for that person. Don't know who they are yet, but I'll put that in there. And some hand wipes. What else do I have? Band-Aids, kind of like in our story. The man had an injury and he had to be fixed up. And I've got some shampoo and another bar. And how about a bag of popcorn? That is going to really fill up my bag. Now, New Song has been doing this, and some of you have helped for many times to put these bags together. But we're going to do it again on next Saturday, I mean. And instead of coming and having worship, we're going to worship God by helping our neighbors. So next week, if you can come to church, and if you can bring some things that we could put in bags for people, we'll have the bags there. Then we're all going to gather and we're all going to fill up the bags, and then we can take some home. I know I go on a certain street that there's almost someone standing there needing some help, and I carry these in the front seat of my car when I'm going that way and lean over and hand that out the window to them. So that's one way you can help. And even if you can't come next week, maybe you could fill up a bag at your house, or you could bring things for filling up the bags another time. Now here's the second thing. This is really neat too. Our neighbors are right here, and our neighbors are far across the world. So there's a family from Afghanistan that has come all the way across the world, and they have come to live in St. Louis. And Holy Cross Church is helping that family, And we're helping Holy Cross, and we're helping the family too. And guess what? The family has some children that are younger, that I think the oldest one is 6 or 7, and those kids need some books. They need to have books to look at, and they need to learn English and learn how to read. So we're going to have a basket at church, and if you have some books, they don't have to be new. I have some books here, and if you could put them in the basket. Now those happen to be new ones I have, but this is one that I had around my house that looks good, and I think it would be a book the kids would like. So put that in the basket. And so there, we are really being helpers. We're helping people right here in St. Louis, but we're helping people that has come here from around the world. And I think that's just what Jesus meant when he said, help your neighbor and love your neighbor as yourself. So thank you for being helpers. I know that you have always been good helpers. God loves you, and so do I.